The mini brick model plant in the permanent ceramics exhibition is one of the most popular demonstrations at the Deutsches Museum in Munich. Here, it's a common sight to have a large group of visitors watching the 1980s machine, when the clay is divided with wire cutters into individual bricks, which are then stacked in conveyor belts, dried and subsequently fired at about 800 degrees in the Tulln kiln. There's no doubt about it that ceramics of all kinds fascinate people now as much as they did in the past. Anyone can be easily convinced of this by a visit to the current Ceramitec in the halls of Messe Munich. As the world's leading trade fair for the ceramic industry, Ceramitec covers a wide range, from classical ceramics to raw materials and powder metallurgy to technical ceramics. More than 600 exhibitors from 42 countries make up the Ceramitec in its 33rd year of existence. Simply put, it's the exhibition for the industry. The exhibition focuses not only on a segment of the ceramics industry, such as other trade fairs, but it covers the entire range. The exhibition is much more international than any other comparable trade fair in this sector, with over 60% of exhibitors from abroad and with 55 to 60% of visitors coming from abroad. Kaolin, quartz and feldspar have always been the key ingredients in products such as china and ceramics. Today, compounds such as silicon, zirconium, aluminum and carbides have been added. They highlight the large group of technical ceramics with an operational field which is limited only by the imagination. When you know what you're doing, you can also produce applications which can handle impacts, like this. I see that as an engineer who has to design a rounded functional surface which can also provide a seal. Then I can get this from ceramics despite impact stress. The metallic counterpart, which has seen the same impact and has a dent. So in this functional surface, for example, there would be a leak. In the chemical industry, this would be absolutely relevant to safety. Innovations, materials. These are the triad for the fair 2012. And where the technology, innovation and the materials are used, only become visible when the covers fall, such as in this sports car. Under its bodywork, a whole range of ceramic applications are found. Ceramic brakes, ceramic injectors, ceramic processed glass, and many other key components which are built on the basis of powder metallurgy. Without these, such a car could not be driven. Planes and missiles would remain on the ground, teeth could not be replaced. Signs point definitely upward. We expect that the remaining financial crisis will not affect Europe too much anyway, because Europe has not been an important market in the last 18 months to 2 years. We tend to live mainly from areas outside of Europe, and there, even if they're slowing a little, such as in China or India, is still a huge growth potential in the medium term, and more companies are turning there. Ceramic was formerly called white gold. That is still true today, but in a different way than intended. For the production of advanced ceramics requires a lot of effort, is highly energy intensive, and therefore very expensive. For these reasons, there are quite a few risks involved in the branch. The key word is sustainability. You can see it in the example of tiles. Previously, tiles had a standard thickness of approximately 12 millimeters. Today, it's 6 to 8 millimeters. There are also much thinner tiles. That is to say, you only need 50% of the raw materials. You also need only half the energy to dry the tile and then fire it. There has been a lot of advancement in these areas. In addition to the reduction of energy consumption in product manufacturing, the focus of the industry is also on the development of new, highly efficient materials for sustainable construction. Filled masonry bricks, for example, could improve the thermal insulation of buildings, or new components for rotors could reduce the wear on wind turbines. Lighter, harder, and more durable, these are the properties which best summarize modern ceramics. And an end to the research and the development is not in sight. One can only imagine how exciting and interesting Ceramitec 2015 will be.